Oh, sweet Christ on
From
bread.
Ready?
Yeah. Down.
The minivan, y'all. Coming through, it's the minivan, y'all. Yeah, with the minivan, dog. So if you ready for it, it's the minivan. Now give it now. Yeah. Get it one of them. Hell
yeah, dude.
Hell
Big
yeah.
dogs.
Wow, that was fantastic.
That was fun. That
This
was
is
imbibed with
huge.
love.
This is already starting off better than we could have hoped for.
Yeah.
We've got full collaboration mode
Absolutely.
on fleek.
Terrence brought a full thing of Zins.
This is huge,
Full.
dude. Teamwork is everywhere. Welcome to In the Minivan. This is a podcast about music, friendship, and staying positive.
Yes.
This is huge. And
Yes.
we have arguably the only guest that's been mentioned on the podcast and then brought on. We named an episode
We named an
after you.
episode after you in your van.
Really? Okay, yeah.
We
I might
have
heard that
an
one.
episode
Yeah, I
called
did.
Does Terrence Have Two Beds?
Yeah.
And
Because you had the van, and man, you're a real van head. It's so good to have you.
yeah, dude, it's nice to see Vanley,
my God,
dude.
yeah.
Van
Yeah.
family,
Yeah,
dude.
Van
This is
family.
huge.
Yeah, the Vanley.
And you're just one of our favorite people and mutual good buds,
and
and we
back at
love you
you.
so goddamn much. We're so happy you're in New York
Yes.
City,
Two
dude.
of my favorite people in the entire world.
I'm
So
so
happy to
stoked
have
you're
you,
here.
Terrence.
And we're gonna fucking get into a lot of it, but before we do, just quick housekeeping stuff.
yeah.
It's the lame bullshit of Patreon plugging all that stuff. This is going to be a fun episode. I'm calling it right now. So you're going to want to leave us a review. Talk about how hot everybody looks and
Absolutely.
sounds.
Yep.
Talk about how sweet these voices are.
Yep.
Tell us how great you think that jam was in the van. And then subscribe. Go to our Patreon. $5 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes. $10 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes. After 2 months, we'll send you a t-shirt, goddammit, and they look great.
It's a cup of coffee.
It's a cup of coffee, and these t-shirts are more than a cup of coffee. What are they built for, Michael?
They are built for swimming pools, swimming in those pools.
That's right. If
Or sopping up
or
blood.
sopping up blood. If you're afraid to show off your body at the pool, this shirt's for you.
If you have just committed a heinous crime that you did not expect to commit,
This shirt's for you.
Yeah, I have a great body, but I've committed a serious crime.
Well, this shirt's for you,
Oh,
dude.
great.
It's
Okay,
a dark color, so you really won't see all those blood stains.
It's really built for that. We'll also send you sets from last night, so when things go kind of off the walls, we post those sets in the Patreon. And what a treat. This is how we give them a taste, Terrence. We say, hey, while you're doing everything we just asked, here's a gift, a free gift,
Give 'em
and
a
it's a
little gift.
jam from Michael. You ready?
Jam.
Shimmy, shimmy, baby. Tara's coming in. Tara's coming in on it now. Where's he at? Where's he at?
It's a one-man band, and I'm a huge fan.
This is by definition a two-man band.
One-man band, and I'm a huge fan. One-man band, and I'm a huge fan. One-man band, and I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, and he's a huge fan of the one-man band. It's the big rubber band, man. Every time I come through, motherfuckers say, where the big brands? You know the big brands in my hand. Keeping all those stacks on deck. I got a smooth motherfucker and a strong-ass neck. That's right, motherfucker. Best put respect down on it. Yeah, and never frown. I got the clown on it. Motherfuckers wanna get down. I got the sound on it. Huge fan of the one-man band.
Well, I can't imagine someone not subscribing after hearing that.
Somebody's going to report us after that.
To who? To who? The one-man band committee? And they're going to say, hey, this is a lie. Hey, these guys are stealing your valor. This is two men in a one-man band. This is two boys in a trench coat with a looper.
One of those guys with a drum on his knee and like two cymbals
I
on his
love
shoulder.
those guys.
It takes him 6 weeks to get to where he's going.
I never see those guys in New York.
I don't think they
you're
could
right.
exist in New York. It's
Sure,
too
they
loud.
could. I just don't think. God, we don't have the juice. You go to London, there's a bunch of little one-man guys.
This is how you know that the U.S. is losing, its finger on the pulse. Is there no one-man bands
No
in
one-man
the
band.
U.S.
Except for us.
Except for us.
Except for the three of us.
The three.
And together we have the power of one man.
Almost. Well, then that's kind of why you're here, Terrence.
Well,
do you want to? I don't know. This is. I know we have you here because we wanted to talk to you so much about your cancer.
that's right. I love cancer. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Cool. We had no idea how we were going to lead.
What a way to.
I thought
what
we had a
way
segue.
to
All right, we got half a
segue
man
into
of a one-man band.
It's You're more than that, Terrence.
Of course.
to us.
I'm a gimmick. I get it. I'm a huge gimmick act now.
Well, no, you're making a
That's what I
movie,
do.
dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm pumped. Yeah, we're doing a
That's
documentary.
what we want to talk about is a documentary
It's
because
really
it
cool.
started differently.
Yeah.
And
And it starts with Michael in a way.
no, not
No?
at all.
Yeah, it did.
But,
Sort of.
No, but this was interesting because I think we became really good friends at the tail end of quarantine. We met up in Austin together.
Yeah, dude.
And we had a lovely time. And you were like, I'm driving around. I'm going to national parks with my buddy Mike. We're doing all this stuff. And I'm going to be honest. I think I had the vague notion that you were making something out of it, but I didn't know.
We were,
I
yeah.
didn't know that because you see shots of it and it looks beautifully shot. And why don't you just go ahead and tell us how it started and where it ended up and how the whole thing happened?
Yeah, so me and Mike, my oldest friend from college.
What's his last name?
Mike DeLugas. It's like the crazy Polish last name, Dlugos. And we always did road trips. We've done like 3 huge, like epic road trips, like 30 days at a time through all these national parks.
Yep.
Hell
And
yeah.
then he finally bought this amazing camera and goes, "We're gonna make this into something cool." And I got him all hyped up. I'm like, dude, this camera is so good. Like, if we do this right, this could be our job. Like, we could end up like in this economy, you can like do something amazing with this. So we got this whole plan going. 9 amazing national parks in 30 days. Mike is an amazing planner. He's really good at like all the routes.
Yes.
And he makes reservations. And he had like, okay, we're sleeping on a mountain this day, and then lake the next morning, and whatever. And then 9 days before we were scheduled to leave, I got my testicle checked out because it was big. And then
Now,
they
how
told me
big?
I have my merch is like it's like a tennis ball. It's a tennis ball.
Yeah.
It was the size of a tennis ball because I have the medical documentation of the orchiectomy. They took measurements of
What's
it.
an orchiectomy?
That's when they remove the testicle. Orcs.
And in the
There's a
paperwork-
bunch of goblins taking nuts out of boys, dude. This is, well, I know this about orcs.
Who
this
do
is,
you serve?
Well, the nuts, the balls are currency in orc.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what it is, and I think the exchange rate is eventually a lung.
It's big. Oh yeah,
well,
yeah,
I mean,
of course.
you had a damn,
Straight up.
you had a golden
Can I-
goose in
I-
your
We're
in
going
your
ahead.
sack.
Yeah, we're going ahead. I mean, like then I eventually had a pneumonectomy, which is a lung removal. They removed my entire left lung.
Well, that's moving ahead.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is. I know this is a dumb question. I'm trying to keep it
I
some
love the
levity to it.
prefaces, yeah.
Did you get to keep any of these things? Do you get to keep
No.
your lung or your ball?
Very common question, and I never asked, but I think one of the reasons you can't, or it's not easy to, is that they are testing it. Once it comes out, they do a pathology report.
Oh,
which they test it for cancer, which I think entails cutting it up into thin slices and looking at it under a microscope. So it would be a bunch of meat confetti by the time they give it back to you. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be.
Yeah, but
Then they use the
Here's-
phrase meat confetti. when
Here's
they-
your book, and it's just a bunch of shredded paper.
This is not in any way really a book.
We
No,
really
it's just-
liked your
Terrence's
book.
cancer scrapbook.
Here's your book. They blow it in your face.
But I think, weren't you and Mike, before you made up your mind about doing the documentary,
Yeah.
weren't you going around in national parks before it, like you said?
Yeah.
And you would film some of that as
And he'd
well?
be like, "This is Yellowstone. We're
Yeah.
gonna go to Old Faithful today. Like, here's my funny take on Old Faithful.
Right.
Like, here's this interesting mountain. We climbed this today. Like, all just like a travel log. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like a funny travel log. I convinced him. I was like, listen, we're not going to be the best, most informed travel people, but we could be the funniest
But
people
that's the hook.
in national parks.
Yeah.
We're fun. It's like,
Yeah, you are.
you watch these things with millions of views on YouTube, and they're like unlistenable banter. Like, these people are not entertaining.
So you had seen the sort of
a competition,
Right.
But other people doing this, like, they're doing it. We could do so much better.
Yeah.
people have shows
Which
on
is-
TV. There's like a national park show. Like,
Did you? Oh my God! Did you see any of Zach? What's his name? Oh man, the guy that was in High School Musical.
Zac Efron?
Zac Efron. He tried to do a travel show.
oh yeah,
Don't
Put a-
you
put a
dare
gun
shit
in my
talk
mouth.
Zac Efron
Dude,
on this
I felt
podcast.
bad for him. It was him trying to just have natural banter with people, and it was brutal. He just had he was no good at it.
You realize what a gift it is when you see people try it and you go, oh yeah, I guess I have talent. Like, you don't think you have talent, and then you see someone just try to be natural on camera.
I tried to watch Eugene Levy's, and Eugene Levy's on Apple. I was like, what?
You know who's is great, and it really kills me? Stanley Tucci has a great...
Oh, Tucci's the man,
Stanley
dude.
Tucci kicks ass,
Tucci's got cookbooks.
He's found Italy so many times,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Tucci likes to make cocktails for people when they come over. He hosts
He had
dinner
that
parties.
quarantine channel where he was making cocktails. Do you remember that?
No, but of course he did.
He was teaching people
people
how to make drinks, and it's just Stanley
And
Tucci in the...
You're in that camp.
Yes.
You are a Stanley
you.
Tucci level.
Totally.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I was thinking about that because I was listening to the last week's episode with
Mandel.
Mandel, and he's so naturally funny, and I'm like, I'm just not like that. Like, I'm like naturally nice and interesting.
You make people feel extraordinarily comfortable.
Yeah.
comfortable,
Yeah.
And you are
Which is a
extraordinarily
talent.
handsome.
Yes.
That's big.
Which is off-putting at first sight, and you have a real way of making people be like, I love this guy.
Because I gotta...
I should hate how handsome he is.
Because here's the thing. When we both met you at the same time. We met you at Let's Fest in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort Wayne, which you haven't been. That's okay.
We love Fort Wayne.
I love Fort Wayne,
We
dude.
can't shit talk. They gave us some of our first opportunities. But
Our-
buddy,
Are you kidding me? I love
Adam Gilbert,
I would
my
love to joke
roommate.
with you right now about this, but honor pervade.
I'm gonna have 2 Coney dogs for $3 and just fill up.
Coney dogs, and you're going to go to Firefly Coffee and have the most lovely conversation for 2.5 hours.
Oh God,
Nice.
yeah, that was great.
With-
There's Adam. You
up,
stay out
Gilbert.
of this, Gilbert.
But when we met you at Let's Fest, I remember you were there. We were all there. We were all fucked up.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing you and thinking, like, God damn it, we've got a Kennedy doing comedy. Like, who is this?
Oh yeah, you could be the guy where people see you the first time and they're like, God,
Who is this handsome
know.
son of a bitch with a perfect jawline?
And let me tell you, I feel it every single time. I meet a new person. I can just tell it's like a time bomb going off. To
we all
they're
have-
not like me. They don't
No,
like
but
me.
you know what? No. I'll say as soon as you said hello, because you said that we had met in Chicago, maybe or something. We had done something, and I just remember like, oh my God, this is the nicest man I've ever met.
good.
Yeah,
And
I
it
loved
really
you.
like
I was like, wow,
I
what a
was
guy.
like immediately like it's. I think the fastest I've had a preconceived notion about somebody that's been shot down
Just completely
within
dispelled.
milliseconds. But didn't even get a full second of fuck this guy. I was just immediately like, God damn it, I want to take a fucking bath
This
in
guy
his eyes.
smiles with his eyes. I like him.
Yeah, dude.
It's great to hear.
And it's a sin that you're covering it up with your beard.
I know you would have put a cover in a Cadillac. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. Unless it's
But-
raining.
Unless it's raining.
Unless it's raining. But
If
anyways,
it's raining, chemotherapy.
there it is.
Okay.
Cover it up. Get the hair where you can.
Enjoy it while it lasts. You know?
And I am.
Okay, so just to get this thing back on
Sorry.
track, you get you're gonna go on the trip. 9 days out, you go and you
Yeah,
find out
and like
you have.
one of the things that I did before the trip was like, let me get this knocked out. My testicle is enlarged, pretty big.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure it's fine, which
Yep.
it probably is. They do an ultrasound.
Did you really think you were okay the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, you know what's so funny is the thing with this is like I have so many friends who think they have cancer at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
I'm so not.
and you were
that
like proud
person.
of yourself. I'm like, I don't worry about such.
I
things.
know,
Yeah.
I know, and I totally had it.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
sorry, man.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, gee whiz, wow. Hey, that changes
Wow.
everything. Huh?
Wow, I feel better.
I can't believe no one said that to me
I
before.
can walk again. Yeah. I could walk before, but I can walk again now.
I will never give you another platitude. I will never. No, it's done.
But we had this plan. It was all set. Mike is a big planner. He was good. I even had a friend like, hey, I'm just calling to make sure you're definitely doing this trip, right? Because I'm going to fly out and meet you guys and do like 2 parks with you, which is awesome. Like just jump in, jump out. And I was like, dude, don't even worry about it. Today I had this exam. He told me the testicle is probably fine. I have to get like an ultrasound tomorrow, but it'll be fine. Next day I get an ultrasound, and they called me like later that day, which is like a Friday at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Not a good call. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
6 p.m. on a Friday.
Not good. My joke is like, the doctor doesn't call you at 6 p.m. on a Friday to being like, what's up? Like, what are you doing this weekend? Like, he's there. He's calling you because he's like, before I go home for the weekend to my wife and family, I have to tell this guy he's got probably cancer.
Yeah.
So he calls and he goes, hey, we found an irregularity in your testicle, and that doesn't sound that bad. And then he goes, so what I want to do is schedule for you for an orchiectomy, maybe Tuesday. Can you do Tuesday? This is Friday. He's like, because what they do is they don't test it. Like, I always thought that you like lose your testicle eventually. Like, they tried to say that they take it out. They take it out as a precaution. They take it out like before they tested me for cancer after they took the testicle out.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
and then they were like, "Yeah, it's cancer.
It's cancer." And at that point, I was like, "Thank God,
it's out of me."
Why did you? Yeah, and like also like I lost my testicle. I'm glad it was for some reason and not for like.
Yeah. I'd be pissed at my doctor. I'd be like, "Yeah, where do I review this?"
Well,
guy?
you know what,
One
dude?
star.
I can tell
he took my ball.
As someone who's been told they had cancer and then told they don't, you can't really. There's no recourse with a doctor at that point.
There was the doctor that told me I had herpes once when I didn't have herpes.
Boy, I know. And it should be like, you know what?
Have you looked into your doctor? Have you made sure that you actually had cancer?
That would be so funny.
Like, I had it. It was super bad.
He's caught up in a lie like in a 90s movie.
Ah, fuck.
Your life for the last 2 years has just been a living hell because of his lie.
He told his wife, he's like, no, this guy's got cancer. And his wife is like, he has cancer, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, totally.
She can't look at him the same. She found him. It caused their divorce. He starts shrinking him.
No, but it was cancer for real.
Yeah.
And like he told me I had to have it taken out. And so we postponed the trip. And meanwhile, I was like, we're going to cancel this trip, obviously.
Yeah.
But for 2 weeks, it was just like on suspicion of cancer, they removed my testicle. It was a suspicion.
So where were you when you got the scan? Or
At home in Syracuse.
Yeah.
I was home for the pandemic.
Right.
I bought the van kind of to escape my parents' home.
Yeah.
I stopped paying rent in New York.
So you saved up your money, you could buy a van.
Yeah. Bought a van, and then I was like, this will be perfect. I can just have my home as a base.
Yep.
And just go travel around and not pay rent and just be collecting that pandemic money.
Which was so sweet. Oh my God. What a
time of our lives.
Time of our lives. That's why we went down to Austin. We were like, we got nowhere to be and a lot of free money.
I know. And I remember you were like, I think about staying for a couple days. And I'm like, Mike, why would you leave?
And
like,
I was like, you're right.
Do?
And I stayed for 3 weeks. And we just hung out and did mics and shit. It was like the best. It was so warm.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it was like
you guys got snowed in, though, didn't you?
Yeah, still fun. So fun.
That was late in the trip. We got the Austin blizzard.
And it was like a comeuppance because it was winter in New York. Everybody was locked in, snowbound, miserable. And we were just out in Austin running with our shirts off, paddleboarding and shit. We're like, because life get better. We're the smartest men alive. And then we spent 3 days in an apartment with no power and no food, just playing that game from Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, saved our lives.
Which game?
With our weed dealer.
You put the weed dealer lived downstairs.
So he'd come up, smoke us out, and for hours we would play that game.
Like, we'd spend until 4 p.m. like trying to be productive, quote unquote, like read a book or whatever. And then like around 4, someone would just sit down and just like light the bong up, and everyone would just kind of circle around.
We would start our ritual of play. Shout out to Zach Brzezinski, boy.
Zach Brzezinski.
That's that's his last name, right?
Yeah, he's Polish too. Yeah,
he is. He's from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and he's a good man. He was on the
we bonded, man.
We bonded hard, bro.
That's fantastic. I mean, because like I'll be honest, I think summer 2020 was the most fun summer of my life. Like I was talking about this with a mama. Like everything had a stake to it.
Which mama?
A mama?
Yeah. Everything had like a risk to it. It's like if you're hanging, Jesus Christ. If you weren't here to promote something,
shout out to a mama. I know who she is.
But yeah, that was the most fun summer of our lives. Like hanging out with people. There were cops everywhere that you could just kind of like drink in front of and be like, "Fuck you!" And it was so much fun.
Protests, COVID, drinking outside of New York. Yeah, this summer I was jealous of New York.
So eventful.
It was the best.
And then, it was 2021 in that spring. That's when we met down in Austin.
So, yeah, man.
Will you scoot in just a little?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Not to a weird extent. I don't want to get comfortable.
So, where are you when you tell Mike that...
I call him on the phone right away. I didn't want to tell a bunch of people because I didn't know what it was yet. So, like, I wasn't, like, telling everybody because I didn't know it was cancer or not. But I was like, sorry, that I got it. And I was thinking, because he's a focused guy. He gets obsessed. So I thought I ruined his sort of idea. And I was like, I'm so sorry, man. And he goes, what? Dude? Yeah. Don't even worry. And I realized, like, oh, yeah, this is serious. Like, it's what you realize when you talk to somebody. It's like, oh, the way they reacted, it's like, oh, yeah, this is so serious.
Yeah. And it just not registered for you at that point?
No, like, you're in shock. You know what I mean? And also, like, my brain is always figuring out why things are totally okay. Like, this is totally okay. Like, if I was murdered the whole time, I'd be like, oh, this is probably totally okay. My brain just does that as a reflex, which has served me very well. But so we ended up, I had the orchiectomy, and then they scheduled a second surgery to take out my lymph nodes through my belly, which is a much more serious.
What are lymph nodes?
Lymph nodes, I still don't really know. It's part of a lymphatic system that carries lymph, which is pus, like I think, sort of that white pussy stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's like white blood cells. I'm not sure though. I don't really know. But they're all over your body. You've got them. You know, your lymph nodes.
I know
your neck.
Yeah,
they're under your armpit. They're all over your body. I have them in my abdomen, and so do you.
Yeah,
actually, I don't have them in my abdomen because they took them out to test them for cancer.
Right.
Yes.
So before that surgery, that was like going to be in 2-3 weeks. And Mike goes, "Hey, do you feel okay?" And I go, "I feel okay." And he goes, "Okay, crazy pitch. Let's do the part of the road trip before you do the second surgery because you feel okay." And I was like, "I do feel okay." And the surgery's going to knock me out for a month. Like, I'll be lying down really in pain for a month. Like, it was actually worse than the pneumonectomy, believe it or not, because it happens in your belly and you can't. So much stuff. Like, your abs. Yeah. Everything is abs.
Just core.
You're turning, you're lifting. Yeah, so I'm like, I was lying down for weeks, like much more than I have been.
Yeah, so get out, fucking do something. You're going to be knocked out anyway.
And we did, and we were trying to just do the same, which is so typical. You try to do, you're like, well, you're trying to get back to normal. Like, everything's fine. So we're doing the same, like, we're doing travel stuff.
We're here in beautiful Yellowstone National Park, and everything's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay. You're okay. No one's going to die.
Yep.
But I also was just talking about my cancer a little bit and just like and just rapping about it. Well, not rapping about it, just discussing it as we drove around. And so Mike was working on something, and then he just, this documentary travel series, it just started to seem ridiculous to him. He's like, I don't know what this is. Like, how can this be both cancer and travel? Like, it was difficult for him to create something out of that one trip. Because it was such an odd confluence of events.
Trying to make a somewhat inauthentic thing because you're just like pushing through.
It's inauthentic on both ends. It's not authentically cancer, not authentically travel.
Right.
And then he has all this footage, and then I got cancer the second time, and then he starts filming me again and putting them all together.
But he was filming some of the cancer stuff as you started to talk about it in the car.
Yeah, we had a lot of good cancer talks.
Yeah, Mike was like, "Let's film this. We should be."
Yeah, and it was on my mind, and we were just talking about it. Like, it was hard for me to act like it wasn't happening.
Of course.
So then he has all this footage of us talking about the cancer, and then he has my second cancer, which happened a little over a year later.
Right.
After I thought I was going to be totally fine, and so. Once the second time happened, then he started filming that. And then he has all this cool footage where he's juxtaposing me in the car the first time I had cancer going, yeah, this is stage 1 testicular cancer, notoriously incredibly treatable. Right. I'm probably fine right now. I'll be fine in the future. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to do chemo. I'm not going to do radiation.
Right.
And then he cuts to me in the hospital like with like a ventilator on.
Oh, geez.
And like bald from chemo and like talking about, I don't know, how fast this tumor is growing or if they got all of it, just worry, like going from that first kind of cancer to the second kind of cancer, which is like much more serious, much more like we don't know what's on the table here.
Right.
If am I going to die? Am I going to be a cancer patient for 5 years and then die, or what's going to happen?
So that's where y'all are at with the editing process now, is compiling, intercutting.
Yeah. And he's still filming stuff. He filmed me in the hospital. He filmed me before and after my pneumonectomy surgery.
He had VIP access to one Mr. Terence Hartnett.
What a treat.
Because you were off the grid.
Yeah, and I would not have let anybody, he's my best friend. I would not let anybody else like that close to me. And even like as I'm recovering, like I would have him come stay with me
Right.
in a time when I wouldn't want to see anyone else. Like, because I'm like, Mike, I'm going to sleep 16 hours today. Like, but we can hang out for when I'm awake. But
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to be doing much. Like, you can interview me while I lie down.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we started this Kickstarter to like get this project to be like a full good feature, which requires like a lot of help and a lot of new equipment and some travel. I want Mike to come to Edinburgh with me where I'm going to do a show about my cancer. I did a show in Edinburgh last year about what's called One Ball Show.
Which was a hit, my friend.
It was a hit, yeah.
My friend, he not only broke even in Edinburgh, which is so hard to do as a first-time artist, he made some money.
I made a little bit of money.
Made a little bit of scratch.
I would do a pitch at the end of every show where you hold the bucket and you're like, hey, listen, I flew here from the U.S. I'm staying here. It cost me a lot of money and a lot of lost income. Could you please give me 10 pounds, you know?
Yeah.
And the last week I was like, full disclosure, I have fully funded my trip. Everything you give me, I'm going to spend in Amsterdam next weekend with my girlfriend. And I always get a huge round of applause. But it was true. So it was like kind of awesome. Like, because I would be.
You don't have to lie to anybody. You're like, hey,
and then people were like, hell yeah, I'll find a little bit of fun.
And they want to get on the train. This guy's doing it.
You know, it's like, it's every time you see someone with a sign that's like, we'll use this for booze and drugs.
You're like,
dude, here's $1.
You're like, little goose.
Yeah, man, thanks for telling me.
This is why lie. I want this for weed.
Do you ever do the thing where you see a homeless person and you're worried that they're Jesus? Well, Max, maybe this isn't so much for you as it is for Terrence.
No, Max is really worried.
But
I'm terrified.
I just, as a kid, I feel like you learn about Jesus testing people, or like God tests you by coming down as something that's not God. And then there's that song, What If God Was One of Us, Just a Child Like One of Us? And every time a homeless person's like, do you have money? I'm like, Jesus, are you testing me? What would Jesus do?
Yeah.
But if Jesus...
No, I generally think, well, this is another human being in need, and that's enough for me.
I see the God in him, but
No, that's what I was going to say is, I think everybody deserves a little bit of help.
Okay, so you give money. We've gotten
so
far.
this is good because you know where we give money to is Terrence's Kickstarter.
That's right.
Baby. Let's make a movie that helps people cope with their serious disease.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, let me loan my charisma to cancer so people can relate and see, and maybe just like send a hopeful message to people going through something.
Make it a less fearful experience.
It looks, the trailer looks awesome.
Yeah, Mike is an amazing editor. He's got great footage. I'm incredibly charismatic. We have,
even with the mask on in the hospital bed, I'm like, he still looks
Look at how he shines.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. There's nothing you can do to make Terence Hartnett unphotogenic.
Turns out you can't. Yeah, we tried.
I can tell.
Tried.
Not hard enough.
Chemo for 2 months, take out his lungs, still got it.
Still got it.
I love
it's
it,
the
man.
jawline.
Jawline, can't take that away.
Can't take that away.
Actually, they took Roger Ebert's away. It's my biggest fear.
Oh God, it's mine
dude.
too.
That's my natural. That's the end of the movie. It's like that's where I get my comeuppance. It's like I need to learn to live without the jaw, with my stupid lower lip hanging down.
Dude, but that's always the biggest fear. Did you ever see the guy that lost his jaw from dipping in the? I don't know if they showed this up north, but down south, eventually you would see this guy who has no jaw who's like, you don't want to keep dipping because I dipped every day and now my jaw's gone.
Damn.
And you're just like, and meanwhile I'm watching my dad chew tobacco in the garage. I'm like, Dad, no,
dude.
Dad.
I once saw a guy. You're not really supposed to talk about it in a meeting. I saw a guy.
It's a secret guy,
kind of. But dude, this is a Southern secret. He didn't have a jaw, and he also had one of those mics on his throat.
And the mic throat.
Yeah,
so funny.
So he probably sounded better with this than he would without
the jaw.
Yeah, I think,
it probably helped.
Yeah, it probably made his life a lot easier.
You don't always die from tobacco. Remember that one? He played a guitar and he sang with
I hated that.
Sometimes they just sniff out your tongue.
Sometimes there was one guy who goes, "Is this what you expected me to find?" or something.
Oh my God.
I don't like
in my head.
I don't. So anyway,
cancer sad. That's all we need. Some comedy in this space.
That's
because you need someone to relieve this tension.
And who better to do it?
Yeah, and I do feel more qualified to address it. I felt like some cancer stolen valor the first time around.
Testicle.
Yeah,
and now it's.
But now you've like lived through it in a way that's different, and it's
and I think chemo is a big badge of honor in the cancer community. It's like you've been through that. Everyone knows what that feels like. Doesn't matter what kind of cancer you have. Chemo feels the same,
right?
Yeah.
And you have to go through it, and you're losing your hair, and you're feeling, and that's like just part of it. You know, you feel weak and disgusting. You can't eat food. I was just telling my girlfriend, I felt like a pathetic worm, like lying next to her in bed. Like
Oh man,
Can you
Can't make
mind
love.
if like we ask a little bit? If I ask a little
Not
bit
at
more
all.
about
I
like
love specific attention.
yeah, well, seriously though, like I mean, just because I
is that true, or do you quietly hate this and you?
No.
grit your
It's
teeth
not
through it?
true.
Okay,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Even people at parties will be like, I'm sure people ask this stuff all the time, and I go, no, actually, they just fake it, and they're like, you good? Okay, good. So I have
Right.
this thing going on in my life.
right?
Oh
right.
yeah, I've done that to you a couple times.
Sure.
I know that I have too.
I appreciate
but,
it.
Yeah,
Please, no, please.
but seriously, so like a day, like the worst day of chemo. Like,
Yeah.
what is that like from like waking up to? I guess is it like? Are you ever awake? Is it like
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're awake the whole time. I mean, they put it in and you're awake. I mean, they don't give you like
Well, I mean,
the
like
good drugs.
not the getting the chemo, but like the effect, like the worst side
Yeah.
effect day of chemo.
Gotcha. Yeah. I find that was like, honestly, that was New Year's Eve. Of
Yeah.
2022 was the worst day. It was my first round. And then I felt fine in the hospital because they give you steroids and they give you
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And you're on saline. You're getting the best hydration you could ever get.
That's what, because my
24-hour
mom used to
saline.
say
Yeah.
that it's like it's not the chemo itself that like while you're getting
Right.
it sucks and it's annoying and it's like tedious, but it's the effects after that really fuck you up.
Right. And I'm like, hey, doctor, I feel fine. And he goes, hey, you're a young, healthy guy. I mean, sometimes people feel fine. And he was lying through his teeth.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't
No one
wanna-
gets out clean
He
and
didn't
feels
want to
fine.
make you expect more pain than you
Right.
needed
'Cause that's
to.
worse than
'Cause
the
it's-
pain.
Yeah, and it can only help you to be like, great, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't feel
Exactly.
anything.
The attitude will help. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that you get home. Yeah. It was New Year's Eve 2022 was probably the worst day. And it just kind of hits you. Yeah. You feel, I think it's like being hungover. You feel like nauseous. And I think there's a body pain. My doctor told me that there wasn't, or that's from, they give you a shot to help your white blood cells and that gives you body pain. But I don't know. I felt body pain
Yeah.
all over and just,
Like
nausea and fatigue.
bruising almost.
It feels like, it feels burning. It feels like there's fire in your blood.
Oh my lord.
On that first day, because there is poison in your
Yeah,
blood.
yeah.
And so I think you're reacting, and that actually gets better. Well, you get used to the drugs, and it does get better in some ways. But you feel nausea and fatigue are the headlines.
Yeah.
So you feel like you don't want to eat food. Food looks gross. My parents had prepared a surf and turf dinner for New Year's
Oh
Eve.
my
Jeez
God.
Louise.
Melted butter, squishy.
Oh my sweeps.
The fat on the end of the steak. You know what I mean?
Just
Just stuff like that. And I'm trying to eat it, but I really can't.
would that be appetizing to you now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I love steak's my favorite food, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was it-
Typical. That's dude shit, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
Big
yeah,
red
brother.
steak.
Beef.
This is brought to you by Bear Box or Butcher Box.
No, we can't. We can't do that. Well,
Sorry.
we haven't played any music on.
Oh, what?
We haven't put any music on.
So you're
We
not
can-
demonetized or whatever? Anyway.
You can say whatever
this,
you want.
This podcast is fully demonetized.
Yeah, dude,
we play so much music
We
on here.
have made it impossible.
Good.
Are there any songs you think of when you think of maybe your chemo experience? Is there stuff you were
Yeah. I would definitely listen to Mountain Goats. I'll make it through this year if it
Oh,
kills.
sure.
yeah,
This year,
classic.
that's a-
That was a big one.
well, let's. Do you mind? Because that is
Not at all.
kind of. Oh, look at you! You got euros in your phone case.
Yeah, baby,
I love
pounds.
Pounds. Oh, excuse
From
me.
Scotland.
Wow.
No, it's okay.
Well,
It's
it's
okay.
a
Not
sore
everyone,
subject
not everyone
on our
studied
podcast.
abroad.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess that's another thing that ties us together is the Edinburgh
Going to
Fringe
Edinburgh
Festival.
Fringe Festival.
Oh boy, you guys should go and do a 2-man act about your cathartic event or your non.
It would be very fun to
The
do this
catharsis.
podcast over there.
It would be.
just
Yeah.
no one's there, and we just explain.
That could be good. I feel like if you do 30 days of that, we would be great. We'd be great podcasts.
Yeah, even if we did it once.
Did you feel that as you did it, where by the end of 30 days, you were like, this is like a mega dose of presenting on stage? You felt-
Absolutely, it was like heaven. It was like Austin, where I'm just like, there's just no downside here. Like I do my show, they were always pretty much packed, or like the worst one would be the best bar show in Chicago, basically.
Yeah.
Like the worst ones, like 20,
Can I-
35 people.
Can I ask? Because you did something. Didn't you like change the name of the show?
Yes.
No, I don't want you to tell this.
Thank you very much.
I
right,
don't
all right.
know.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
a good
yeah.
secret, and
Yeah.
it should not be shared
All
to
right.
the
Yeah.
people.
Sorry.
people-
Good
yeah.
call. Good call.
People
Let's
saw
listen
the
to the
show.
Mountain Goats.
Yeah,
Oh,
Huh?
yeah. Well, this
This is
What's the
this
name of
year.
the song?
this year.
You know this one, right, Mike?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I've listened to this many times.
This is the Mountain Goat song. I think everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's a big one, yeah.
It's a big one.
And it's just so triumphant, and you're like,
It is. That's what you need.
Yeah.
It's let's go forward. Let's do
Well,
this.
it's one when you post this on like Instagram or whatever.
People go,
You're
everyone,
like,
you good?
not even are you good? It's congrats. We don't know what you went through, but you clearly through it.
You made it.
You made it. It is a very much. You made it. You made it.
On a Saturday morning.
Yeah,
This
still gets you.
You can't. Yeah.
It's awesome.
And you want to, you feel like you're singing it with other people as you're.
Oh, it's a bar song. It's
Exactly.
like the kind
Oh,
of,
dude, I've never heard this at a bar, and I would no.
God damn it, Michael.
GSITW. Oh, we could talk about that, but this song's too good.
Oh, well, we'll bleep it.
We've been keeping it a secret.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. But I mean, me and Terrence, we do share the McConaughey.
Absolutely.
We had gone to
Ethos.
Austin, and we both read Green Lights, and it was a bit we did back and forth, but we were also genuine about it. We were like, Green Lights, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, well, you bought me the book. You were in Austin. You were like, whatever. And I was like, all right, this will be a bit. But then I went to the park. I had my big beanbag thing, and I read the whole thing at once, and I was like, fuck.
But see, and it just speaks to your ethos, which is very much like stay positive. It will most likely be all right.
Yeah.
And it's bolstering that. And that is a better way to approach life in general.
I agree.
That's what
100%.
this podcast is about.
Staying positive.
Staying positive, goddammit.
So, all right. So just so we don't get too, you all right? Yep. Cats?
No.
Oh,
Gas.
Gas. Oh, well, we deal with that all the time here on In the Minivan.
It's true. We can let it rip in here.
This podcast is partially
Sometimes I
sponsored.
try to fart so bad.
And I noticed.
I make Max sick.
I noticed.
In Austria, I didn't know this. Burping is considered more rude than farting.
Really?
That's what my girlfriend told me, and it makes me so mad. I don't even believe her.
I hate that.
I don't even believe her.
I hate that so much.
I'm going to test it on Austrians. I'm going to be like, I'm just going to do both and see how they react.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
'Cause
fart,
she's-
and they're like, oh, yeah.
You have to burp.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, dude.
You can do a silent. You can make sure it's silent.
dude. There aren't pants over your mouth to
There's
hide
just
the
not,
fact that you're burping.
There's just not pants over your mouth.
That's right.
There's a German word. It's one word, and it says the exact same thing.
Are you fucking with me?
It's a bit.
I'm Lito Peichenbufen. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
I love that thing where, like, there's a one word in German for this very complex thing.
Yeah, dude. And
Yeah.
I'll believe it.
What's that feeling when a balloon floats away and you feel as though you're a little boy
Boy,
again?
you mean,
Trapped in a moment in time. Yeah.
I schwuschen dein.
Like, wow, the Germans are so deep.
So, all right. So, just before we get too far,
Please.
so the cancer comes back.
Yes.
How does it get back if they get it out?
Yeah. So.
Because this is like something that really frustrates me when I hear stories like this.
Yeah, so that's really hard. The documentary is called Cancer Free because I was declared cancer free on September 1st, 2022.
Yep.
And so I think I'm done with this. And I go, if a doctor says cancer free, they're so worried about lawsuits and whatever. Like they would just tell me like you're probably good.
Yeah.
But they said cancer free so many times.
Yeah.
That I thought I was totally fine. I get checkups and whatever. But one of the things was I get X-rays every 6 months, and between two of the X-rays, they saw a tumor. It was nothing on one X-ray. 6 months later, it's 5.75 inches wide in my left
Very
lung.
fast growing.
Yeah, like a softball in my lung. And I had been losing my voice. I'd been like sick all fall. I didn't really realize why.
Jesus, yep.
And my girlfriend remembers I was lying in bed and she heard like I was breathing and there was like just a little bit of a hitch in the middle. Like you breathe and there's like a, like a one little hitch in the middle of your breath.
Yeah.
And I noticed it. I was like, "Do you hear that?" And she's like, "Yeah." And we just talked about something else. And then 2 months later, they found this huge tumor. That was Christmas, so it was my Christmas chest mass.
Oh, man.
So, are you going to get new merch?
I think so.
You got to get softballs.
Yeah. So the first time I had stress balls, and the fun reveal at the end of the show is this ball. My ball was bigger than this stress ball was. So this is a good measure. Like as you're checking yourself, to just make sure that your ball is smaller than this. And it says this ball should be smaller than yours on it. And everybody got one.
I love that.
Because I have the records, and I even checked. I was like, I don't want to bullshit people. Let me just look. Because I didn't want to say tennis ball size or whatever.
Yeah.
If I didn't mean it, and then I have the diameter of it, and I googled diameter of a tennis ball, and I got it by 25 centimeters.
God damn.
Or millimeters. Sorry.
Yeah.
So what happens?
So December. They say it's a pretty big. He calls me and he goes, "You having trouble breathing?" And I go, "Not really." And he goes, "Okay, that's interesting because you have a pretty big chest mass." He did it like he was in the middle of a story about my cancer instead of like, "Are you sitting down?" Like all the cliches are not true. I mean, a slick doctor kind of like ramps up to the point where you're missing the point. And you're like, wait, did he kind of mention the cancer earlier, or he doesn't hit you at once?
Did you appreciate that approach?
I do.
sneak it into a conversation?
I think it was fine. That way I don't freak out. I think he had a good read on me.
Yeah,
I'm agreeable and I'm not along. And you know what? It works out.
Was this a different doctor than the one that had been treating you for the first cancer?
No, this is my urologist.
Yeah.
And so he's out of his depth. He's a urologist. He works in the belly balls.
The belly balls region. The belly balls penis. He works with the belly balls.
The belly balls. That sounds like a very specific section.
Your nose and throat.
Is the episode belly balls penis?
It might be.
Oh god.
BBP.
BBP. You down with
PhD.
BBP? Yeah. BBP PhD.
BBP PhD. So he was out of his depth. He had to refer me to another oncologist who turns out to be Lance Armstrong's oncologist.
Yeah. Yep.
The world's leading expert on testicular cancer. He's even said to have quote unquote cured testicular cancer because it used to be a death sentence if it spread. And he invented this chemotherapy drug with platinum in it that just melts the tumors away. It really helps. Whoa. It helped Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong had bigger tumors than me, but his chemically just melted them out of his body. Boom. He kept both his lungs. Obviously, he won the Tour de France.
So his went to his lungs too?
Yeah, and brain.
Whoa.
But you were super. The chemo worked very well on you.
Yes. So in the story, Christmas time, I have a Christmas with my whole family and my nephew. It actually was nice. My girlfriend came, even though she's supposed to go to back to Europe for Christmas, but she was like, maybe I'll come with you. And we had Christmas, and then like the 27th, I had my first appointment, and I was able to get into chemo before New Year's, which is great.
Yeah.
So then the chemo, you have 2 rounds before they can even, kind of look at you, and then they do a CT scan 2 months in, and then they said, this is really good news. You're having a lot of shrinkage. It got almost half the size.
Yeah.
The tumor, which is awesome. And I felt better, which is unusual for chemo. Usually people are sick from cancer, and then they get chemo and they feel more sick.
Right.
I got chemo, felt sick, and then I was like, but my voice is better.
I remember calling you and being like, your voice sounds better.
And I go, dude, I woke up from the first chemo and my voice is deeper. Because like for 2 months I was up here waiting tables, trying to get them to hear my voice.
Because I remember like even when we were hanging out at Harris's a few weeks ago, it sounded hoarse and rough. Yeah, and it goes up and down. Like today's a good day. I'm like 90% better. Yeah.
But even now I have problems with it because the tumor was resting on a nerve that controls my larynx.
Oh wow!
Whoa!
So one of my vocal cords is paralyzed, and the raspiness comes from my other vocal cord trying to get all the way over there. Oh, and then the gap. That's you're hearing the extra air coming through. It's horsey because I need more air to make the same sounds.
Yeah.
Because my vocal cord's working hard. I think that's why it gets tired by the end of the day. By the end of the day, my voice is screwed.
Yeah.
And then over time, it'll become strong and thick.
I think so. Yeah, they did the surgery.
Such a beefy voice, dude.
I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, maybe. I do miss I think I miss for stand up. Like there's like vocal control.
Yeah.
That you have, and you think you don't do voices, but every comic does voices kind of.
Yeah.
Like even if they're like, my mom called me and she was like, "Stop taking cocaine." You do like a little voice
Parents
for
just
everybody.
don't understand, dude.
I know. They told me to stop calling her while I'm doing it, and I go, "That's a fair compromise. I'll stop FaceTiming you. It seems better, yeah. And I go, it's medicinal, Mom.
Right.
For the record, Terence doesn't do coke. He's doing an impression of somebody that would.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I do. Yes. I like that guy that FaceTimes his mom every time he does coke. I only do coke when I FaceTime
Mom, we
my
gotta
mom.
open a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like very, very classic Catholic behavior. Is calling your mommy and going, "I just want to be honest about this, and I just want to tell you."
Are you Catholic
done
too?
that.
Yeah.
I've gotten drunk when I was younger and called my parents like,
Yeah.
I've done that.
And my dad's just like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, I was with a guy on mushrooms, and he called his mom, and because he was panicking, and he needed to like just tell somebody that we were on mushrooms, and he called his mom, and I remember him, he's like, I mean, I feel fine, but we just took it, and Terrence is here. Yeah, no, he's done them before. Yeah. And,
you're both 12.
in our minds, we were. Yeah, we were back in that space.
Of course.
He wanted her to pick him up.
I love that.
She was in different cities.
How old were you?
At that time?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we were like 26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he called his mom. Like, I didn't do drugs
you know what?
until I was a comedian.
Oh, I've definitely called my mom on drugs before.
Some drugs you should.
Well,
what drugs are those?
Yeah, what are those?
Molly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like a light Molly.
I've never gotten Molly to work for me.
Really? Mm-mm. I wonder if you're
I think it's
serotonin deficient.
I think that's what it is.
It could be.
Yeah.
Taking all that.
Where did you get all those fucking paper?
He needs them. He survives on them.
I know, but
I got him after I got my omelet. He was like, "You want napkins?" I was like, "I should probably get some napkins."
Yeah.
Could get hairy.
Man, you take medicine? I know people. I don't want to victim blame you, but you take medicine for allergies?
No.
Oh.
No.
You know what? They have solved allergies.
Mm-hmm.
But
medicine.
it's the cats. The
Sorry.
cats, you can't solve cats.
Yeah,
with
you
medicine.
can.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Michael,
do.
you lived with one of my cats.
Yeah, but I got used to the cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. I've heard that.
Your body eventually will,
Yeah, it's like,
Same
okay,
thing with the vocal
message
cord.
received.
Yeah, it'll pick up the slack.
I'm worried it won't, but whatever. I've been worried about it a lot before.
That's true. And all I'm trying to do is make you feel better, but I don't know what the fuck I'm
like
talking
my
about.
doctor, yeah. Yeah, so the tumor was on a vocal cord thing, so that my voice everything got better. I felt better from the chemo, and then 2 months later, two more treatments later, they told me about they wanted to take out the top part of my lung the whole time, a lobectomy. You've got 2 lobes in your left lung,
Yep.
3 lobes in your right lung.
Whoa.
So they wanted to take out the left top lobe of the lung, and then he called me. I remember it was just a routine call with the surgeon just to check in, and I was in bed with my girlfriend, and I took the call, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the whole lung, okay? So
Jesus
anyway, we'll
Christ.
see." And anyway, so yeah, well, Jody will be in touch, and nice to meet you. Thanks so much. A 2-minute phone call, and I look at my girlfriend, and my girlfriend goes, "I thought this was gonna be a call about like insurance," and then the guy is just telling me your whole lung is gonna be gone.
God, man.
So that was a big down. that was a big downer. I had to kind of grieve the loss of the lung. That was difficult.
Do you feel like you're still grieving it?
No, I'm pretty happy with life with one lung so far. Like it's really not bad.
Do you notice is there anything majorly different that you can tell?
It just feels like you have. I mean, you have a cold or something, and you kind of just don't got it like you used to. You can't like hustle. I don't try to hustle very much, but like go up a couple stairs or like you walk with somebody who walks really fast. And I go like, can we downshift a little bit? Even though I'm usually a guy who walks too fast.
Yeah.
Or I'll match your pace, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So what's the recovery time then to get?
That's the thing that's everyone's big question. Before, with the testicle and then the surgeries, it was all like, so when are you going to be back to normal? And the problem now, one of the issues now, the weird thing I feel and I know is that I will not be the same ever again. I won't be back to normal again.
Yeah.
Like I'm a marathon runner.
Yeah.
I run far. I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will not run that far that fast ever again.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's like that is a really fine, like relatively.
I mean, it's a fair trade-off for being alive.
For being alive.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
But it
like
sucks.
30 years ago, I'd be dead. Like it's not even that long ago, I'd be totally dead.
Yeah.
I'm reading a history of the treatment of cancer right now, and the drugs that they have me on were invented in the 60s.
Really?
Like in my parents' lifetime, and they desperately were trying to figure out how to use them. They would know it kills cancer cells, but they'd like put it in a kid, and the kid would just die.
Oh, Jesus.
Like because the thing is like cancer cells are your cells; they're hard to target.
Yeah.
So some drugs just kill bacteria, antibiotics, and you kill, boom, but you get the right chemical and it's done. But it's hard to get a chemical that kills cancer cells and doesn't kill you.
Right.
Is cancer, it's like a cell that just reproduces itself. It makes a copy of itself.
That's it.
And I don't know what this means, but I was talking about that podcast with Rick Rubin. He's talking about surgery, and he talks about how when we were once single-celled organisms, so that natural that tendency for a cell to actually reproduce itself is a holdover from the very beginning of multicellular organisms.
Wow.
So one cell started and it had to create, and it was probably surrounded by radiation because it was after that asteroid hit and took out all the dinosaurs.
Oh, wow. So it's like, right, it can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, so cancer is like life trying to begin again in your body.
Possibly. I mean, I may have misunderstood it, but I just thought drawing that comparison itself is like enough to be like, oh, shit.
I know.
So how do you feel now, Terrence, that you're killing all of the life that's trying to form in your body?
Let that thing live, baby.
Yeah, man.
I would, but it has no charisma.
No.
Just kill it.
Humorless. Just a humorless. Oh, my God.
It insists upon itself. It's really too much. Just too much.
Yeah.
And then where are we at now? Yeah, so now I've had the pneumonectomy. Feel good. I got a clean scan. I've got no visible cancer in my body right now.
And I assume you're going to be getting scanned a lot more than you were before.
Every 2 months.
Yeah.
And the way that they looked at the lung, they sliced it up, and there was just good information that they got. Like the fast-growing cancer that grew so quickly in 6 months is not present at all.
Amazing.
So it's just quote unquote good cancer or better cancer.
Better cancer.
The chemo turned the bad cancer into good cancer.
Great.
And so now if the bad cancer comes back, which it could, whatever, it's extremely operable and very slow growing.
Yeah.
So like fast growing is the enemy. That's not good.
Right.
And so, yeah, this will be, if it's in me still, it'll recur. It'll be like, he says, the size of a button on a shirt.
And you'll catch it and
you can do like one of those sick robot, one of those robot
zap it
surgeries.
out.
Yeah, where you're in and out in a day and whatever. Like no, like they had my entire rib cage open and stuff.
Do you think there's a reason for people our age, early 30s, to go get scanned now? Do you think it's smart to? I don't know how it works, or
definitely, I'd say just check out every irregularity.
Yeah.
I mean, like the moles. You check your boob, check your balls, check your shit.
We will have to create a, what do you call it, for hypochondriacs, a little warning in the description.
Yeah.
Because that's a recipe.
I've been told this I have an extremely rare.
Yes.
To the point where they didn't know exactly how to treat it. They hadn't seen enough
Man, that's
cases.
fucking scary.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So normal testicular cancer is really, really, really treatable, and especially if you catch it early, it's going to be very little interruption to your life.
Yeah.
And having one testicle is just kind of funny. It's like a fun fact.
Yeah.
Like it has no bearing on testosterone.
My grandfather had one testicle.
Is that right?
Yep.
How did it happen? What happened?
He might have been born that way.
Undescended. It happens all the time.
Well, I'm getting a colonoscopy Wednesday.
I'm happy for you. I heard this last night.
Yeah.
And I'm so pro screening.
Yeah, dude.
always.
I am a hypochondriac. Like once a year, I go to all the doctors.
Good.
I go to the heart guy. I
should do this.
I do this and like my shit's finally good. Like all my numbers are good, but now I'm getting this colonoscopy, and I'm just waiting to find out what they find up there.
But it's like Noah said last night. He goes, either it'll be they get something, and that's great news because you got it.
Yeah.
And you did not get it.
Yeah.
Or it'll be nothing, and that's even better news.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Get
and then the
screened.
blood just comes from somewhere else that I'll figure out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can tell you where it's coming from. The fucking stuff you put in your mouth.
I'm getting better.
I bet you are. Sorry.
I'm really, but you're right.
You get this. This is like probably hack to you at this point.
Gimme.
You eat a vegetable.
Yeah, I'm doing athletic greens.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put
It's
in
a
your
nice
chocolate
little
milk.
compromise.
No, I don't.
Put it in your chocolate. Little boy?
You sound like Paul Rudd talking to a child. Do you know that?
Thank you
That's
so
a
much.
compliment.
He's a hero.
I tell you what, if there's one good thing that came out of this, you sound more like Paul Rudd than you've ever
Oh,
had.
thank
Yeah.
you so much.
You're welcome.
That is such a better comparison than any other comparisons.
What
Yeah.
else have people given you?
Thank
Don
you.
Draper.
Yeah.
Don Draper's
That's
good.
a great one. No, I
Don
don't hate that
Draper's
one either.
great.
So I'm sure they're all
yeah,
good.
man. Well, welcome to the pod, dude. We'll
Good to be
compliment
here.
you all day. Dude.
Yeah.
Good to be here. Wow, time flies.
It does,
really does.
But we've played one song. I think, why don't we all give one today?
Okay.
You got anything, Michael?
Well, yes. There's a song by Larry June I really like right now called Corte Madera, California.
Let's hear it.
Popping out swagging, you know what I mean? Shit crazy, nigga.
I feel like I'm on the menu for NBA Street Volume 2.
That's a good description.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
good
perfect.
description
You guys
from
are good at
Terrence.
that. You guys are good at that.
Take note of that.
That's a good one.
Sometimes we miss the mark.
But hey,
If I have to hear Max say, walking downtown New York late at night.
well, I had a good one for this year, didn't I?
What?
Bar song.
Bar song?
You know they only play certain songs at a bar?
Oh, yeah. No, I got excited when you were like, Mountain Goats at a bar.
I
That
can't
was Larry
remember what
June,
it was.
Corte Madera,
I
California.
like that one.
It's a good one.
Well-
and he says the lyrics are good.
Oh, hell yeah.
The lyrics are good. They're worthwhile lyrics.
This
He's not
is-
saying bullshit.
I've got one that Blur is putting out a new album.
Ooh, I love it.
Wow.
Man, David Albert continues to work.
What's that?
Woohoo!
Damn, dude, very good.
Song number 2.
That's right.
From the Garnier Fructis commercials. You remember when Garnier Fructis dropped it out?
Yeah.
Boo, boo, and it was like an explosion of lime green and like fruit, and you're like, whoa.
That was
Put it in my hair.
Oh, yeah.
That was a very popular song at Camp Jam, the music
Oh,
camp,
for sure.
because everybody could play it.
It's a hit.
But they've got a new album, and we're big Damon Albarn fans.
Okay.
We think that
Gorillaz.
Gorillaz is the
Come on.
best.
Oh,
The-
thank God. I know. And I was just going to say, Damon Albarn. It's great.
So it's the guy from
But
Blur.
Gorillaz.
So
Guy from
the
Blur.
singer of
He also
Blur
is the.
He's all of Gorillaz essentially. He did this album called "The Good, the Bad, and the Queen." That's
Okay.
amazing.
He's an artist that keeps working, keeps producing music, and it's all of quality.
Do you think it hurts his career that he's a cartoon?
No. I think it allows him to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because the career aspect of him comes from like production, it comes from like money. Like Gorillaz is big enough to like definitely be a huge revenue stream.
It's the sound, yeah.
But it allows the band to change all the time,
the time, and he can bring in whoever he wants.
So he's had there was a time where like half the Clash was playing in Gorillaz.
Yeah, the Gorillaz collaborate with so many
everybody.
People.
It's awesome.
It's the artist side of it, the animators that actually do the characters for Gorillaz. I mean, that world's always evolving. They're making new art for it.
And the dude, the guy's name is Jamie Hewlett, and he's like the only other like official member of Gorillaz.
Yeah,
and
so technically the only official members are
Damon Albarn and Jamie Hewlett.
So the musician and the animator.
I just was daydreaming while you're talking about how amazing of a life that is that he has. That he goes, I want to sing with this person. Let's get them on the phone. Yeah. Well, and then they come in the next morning. Like the inspiration.
But that comes from, I think, consistently putting something out that is unique and worthwhile. And it's like, oh, this is someone who does have a unique ear.
But he could have just kept making music by himself.
Or he could have just stayed with Blur.
Yeah,
it's but now he's back with Blur, so he's living his creative truth. He's doing whatever he wants.
I love it.
Enough preamble.
And this song's called "The Narcissist." It's the new one off their new album that's coming out in July, I think.
Did you put this on because I'm here? That was a joke because there would be a narcissistic.
Sure.
Oh, that was a swing. Sorry.
Damn,
is this about me?
Yeah. I like it.
It's beautiful.
I like it.
It's a perfect I'm trying.
I love this album cover too. Sorry,
this is Flowers, dude. This is hold on. This is your first day in the garden. The first day of spring. A little bit of dew on the grass. Flowers are starting to bloom, and you're looking. The sun's out. There are a couple Pixar clouds in the sky, but nothing that's going to be aggressive.
Okay, can I refute?
I would love for you to refute.
Okay, we're all ready?
Uh-huh.
This is... You just had a great night with a gal. You go out on a date. You didn't expect it to go that good. You end up spending the night. You walk away, kiss each other like you've been together for years. Now you're just walking down the street, and it's a brighter day. You see a different future. Future imbued with love.
I don't hate this at all.
You score some cocaine. You get a good price.
Thursday's looking up, baby.
You say, I hope she never sees this part of me.
You go home to your wife.
Let's go. So funny.
Your kids answer the door and say how excited they are that your business trip has ended.
You hug your kids. They hug you back. Y'all start playing a little game they created where you got to throw some balled up toilet paper into a trash can.
Get the toilet paper in the trash can, Daddy.
And you do it. And
your wife comes in with a birthday cake.
She looks tired.
Happy 48th, honey.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday.
Happy 48th birthday, Daddy.
Thank you, baby.
We love you so much.
I'm losing the thread of this. Does anybody have something? Okay.
Mommy says the papers are in your office. You sign the papers.
Is this...
You call her up and say, last night was great.
You use an antique letter opener to take one last bump of cocaine.
You say, I just divorced my wife. And she goes, the girl on the other end of the phone goes, this is a lot. For one date? And that's when you realize I might have a problem.
You call up the rehab center.
Humbled, you explain to your family that it's always been this way, and you knew it was just a matter of time. You call the Uber, bound for Phoenix, Arizona.
You spared no expense.
You take a side trip to Sedona. One last go around.
Let's go.
You wake up disheveled, your arms wrapped around a cactus. Vultures picking at your back pockets.
You say, okay, for sure I have a problem. I need to get to this rehab.
Barefoot and bedraggled. You walk in to a beautiful, glorious room. High ceilings, glass windows. The air conditioning is just the exact right temperature where you're not too cold.
But you're definitely not too hot. And you're in the desert.
You're handed a clipboard upon which you write down what's wrong with you. And it kind of feels good. It feels honest.
Finally say it.
You're finally saying it. You take that next step. You're welcomed with open arms by a woman in a lab coat. Who is it? Impossibly, it's the woman you slept with the last night in Brooklyn. You realize that you're deep psychosis.
You take off running. The doors to the rehab center swing shut. You take one look back at what could have been.
Finally, you're free.
Okay. Your deep psychosis.
That was great.
That was so much fun.
That was, I think, the best songs descriptions we've ever done.
I think it does nail the absolute heart of that song.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
for sure.
He's a beautiful singer. I really want to.
I would love you to see this album cover. I mean, look at
it's a
that.
pool.
Oh, it's
But it's
fucking
with like
clouds
the
above,
clouds, yeah.
pool below. I think it's one of those things where like it looks like it's a photoshopped group of colors, but
No.
because it's a great photo. And the
Professional
red
photographer.
of
The
blur,
red of the lettering, yeah, dude.
it's absolutely perfectly balanced. There's a guy in the bottom right, blur on the top left.
God, I fucking love this.
Yeah.
I want to get this framed and put it on my wall.
Well, you know what, dude? We could get the album and put it in a frame for the pod.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, it's a really pretty
Remember
picture.
this.
We have so much opportunity to do whatever we want with this room.
And we continue to
talk. We continue
about-
to
Talk
talk.
a big
But
game.
we're getting closer and closer. Little things are
We've
happening.
got a camera set up that, the memory card was full, and that's on me.
That's all right. Look at you. This shot will be fun.
Yeah,
Cut
this
in.
will be good. All right. So let's do this.
Wait, can I play one?
Yeah, please.
So-
Well, tell us.
I'll tell you the name of the song, but it's on a playlist that I had in 2022. I'm coming back from cancer. I'm back in New York.
Yeah.
I'm meeting new friends. I'm living in a new place, and I feel really good about it. I had this cool house where it's like everybody in the house is friends. All the apartments are
Oh,
friends
yeah.
with each other. And my girlfriend lives upstairs.
And you met her, and
I met her living upstairs, and we're having like brunches all together. We're
Yeah.
just talking about the dates.
That was
we were
such
on.
a
the
cool
vibe at that
house.
apartment
Yeah.
is incredible. The building's incredible.
And I made this playlist. The first song on it is called Una Vez Más by Jimena Sarinana. And the playlist is called 2022 Please Don't Kill Me.
Is it this one?
No, it's the keep going. Oh no, can I just text it? There it is.
That one. This one?
Yeah.
All right. So introduce it one more time.
So we'd be having brunch and I would put this song on. Like, when someone passes you the cord
Yeah.
or the Bluetooth, and then the first song is always like a big, the rest of the songs will be fine, but like your first song
It's
is
gotta
your
hit.
audition.
You want to land hard.
Yeah, so I'd always play this song first for a Sunday afternoons. I'm already calling out
Yeah.
that this is the Sunday afternoon.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, dude, this would live so well on my dinner party playlist.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
The candles are lit.
Oh, yeah, you're falling in love?
I am falling in love. I'm having quiche and coffee and talking with Europeans about global economics and also dating in New York. And like there's comics there making it dirty and funny. Everyone's rolling with every joke. There's also there's an architect there.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's a international cosmopolitan brand manager who's been
Yeah.
all over the world. There's a 24-year-old NYU girl who's their roommate. It's like,
Dude.
just
I love that. I had that one. Pause it. That's like the dream. When
I
you
was
move
like,
here.
this is New York. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were popping in like downstairs. She's lesbian, and she's like, I had the weirdest date last night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah,
we're comparing, and everyone's cool with like asking that weird question.
Yeah.
that like pushing the boundary question, like the one we're all thinking of or whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
that thing where it's like, should blah, 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 be
Yeah.
really blah, blah, blah? Like, I know we're all blah, 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 but do we really? Blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those kind of questions.
Yeah.
And we're just like getting a little fucked up, having a little coffee. There's a joint going around. It's just like, dude.
You're getting fucked up, but in that European
So
fashion.
But you know what? I don't think it's European. I think it's New York. Because like
It is kinda New York.
There's a band that was play at this show that I used to do, and I would hang out with those guys in the East Village, where they lived. They live in the East Village. They smoke cigarettes out their window. They all have like Bob Dylan hats. And
It's iconic.
It's so fucking cool, and it's what you want. You want that like pseudo intellectual like. You want to hang out with people that look like they would wear turtlenecks.
They do. I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and it was great. Everyone's got a different point of view. It was amazing.
That's
and
awesome.
That sounds lovely.
And it's like, it's so interesting that it's like, now I know that period of life was so short. I thought like, this is my new life.
Yep.
But it's already over.
Still
like
appreciate
Austin's the same way. It's like, you felt like it was going to last forever, and then it just ended.
But you know what's nice about it? I can still get juiced off those memories. I'll think about it and be like, oh yeah, that was good.
I love your
that was good.
Your new bit about memory is so great.
Oh, I still haven't
working?
said it again.
Okay.
I haven't
I
heard
need
it, I
to.
don't think.
Oh, it's just like I'm trying to get better at having fun in my memory. Because I'll live the moment and I'll be like, this is so fun, and then I'll remember it a week later and everything's the same except in this version I'm the most annoying man in the world.
I can't believe someone had that much fun with the most annoying man in the world.
And I need to fuck with that. That mic was fun.
But I love when you look around and you're like, I can't believe these people choose to spend time with me. Like, you're so lucky to spend time.
Totally.
Yeah.
And
These
you're keeping pace with them, and
my God.
and you're having a good time, and you're like, yes.
That scares me so much, is not being able to keep pace. That's like the biggest
I get
fear.
it.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll have a problem with that.
That's right.
You're sweet.
You're a smart, quick, fast-paced guy. No matter how much you've ingested of any kind of drug.
I'm off the edibles until night now. I can't
Fantastic.
do morning edibles.
We had a great convo last night.
I know
it was
did.
amazing.
It was. Well,
I enjoyed seeing y'all last night as well.
It was great.
last night was a blast.
I've been doing I'll do a couple toots of weed in the evening.
Yeah.
And it's great. It puts me in a better, I feel nice being social. I don't feel as weird.
Dude, I love the microdosing because, like, you and I had a conversation last night that I don't think I would have had I not been on a little bit of mushrooms.
neither.
I was very like,
and I was able to tap in. I felt like
you were everybody was. That was just such an excellent night.
That's the thing is, you get the right people. Actually, we really kind of met at one of Harris's parties before, like 3 years ago, his birthday party.
Oh, right.
On his roof.
Yeah.
On his roof, remember?
Oh my God, that was so
just
fun.
Yeah, dude.
That was so fun. And Dale Cheeseman was there for
Yup,
that too.
Exactly. You get the right hub,
Yeah.
and then the wheel is going to be killer.
It's true. Like, last night was just the right people. It's all people that, like, every single person here is somebody I would want to hang out with.
Yeah,
one
exactly.
On one.
There was not one person there where I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
it was just all people I
and
liked.
it was nice to be able to float around, not feel like I was missing anybody, but also not feel like I was like everybody understood. It was just shout out to Harris Alterman for his birthday being excellent,
and his group of friends,
being lovely.
That's what happens when you have good people. When you find those good people, you got to like.
Yeah.
Again, and
That's
I
it.
feel that way about both of you.
Same,
feel that way
dude.
about you very
Likewise,
deeply.
yeah. This has been such a pleasant,
Absolutely.
and fun.
Where can they check you out? Where can they support?
We're gonna
the
put
doc?
links in the
Absolutely.
Will you
episode.
unmute me?
Yeah, my Instagram is where it's at. My Instagram, and then it's got the link to the Kickstarter in the bio. I think it's just check out the video. It's just a really cool video.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's on my Instagram too, and it's just cool to like. When I saw, I was like this thing was shapeless for a long time. Like the footage we had, Mike didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do with it either, frankly. And it's like, I know it's gold. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I got cancer again, he spliced together me going, my flippant attitude towards cancer before, and then my serious attitude towards cancer with the chemo.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is definitely something.
I can't wait, dude. I just got the link this morning for the private Instagram.
Private Insta.
I'm so excited, dude. Yeah, so... Yeah, do you want to talk about what they get if they back the project?
There's lots of cool.
Yeah.
There's many tiers.
But you get your name in the credits. Like, why not be a part of this permanently? Have it be in the credits, and this could be on a streamer, and you can have your name in the credits.
Yeah.
I helped make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a worthwhile venture. There's a lot of stuff out there that gets made that
And believe
I don't
me, yeah,
think helps.
I
the
went
world.
through a lot to convince myself. You know what I mean? Like that,
Yeah.
the Kickstarter thing. You know, it hits you hard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like to swallow your pride to post a Kickstarter link is a Herculean event. I
Yeah.
mean, like it's difficult.
Yeah.
To do that.
It would be bad if it wasn't difficult for you. If you're like, throw it up.
Throw it up. Give me money.
yeah.
So,
Give me money.
And I know you're not the type to do that unless you were going to do something great with it. So
Yeah. I can't
I'm
wait to
excited
see
that's
it.
I promise, we feel it's done well so far, and I really appreciate everyone who's donated so far. And I feel the weight of responsibility, and that's good.
Yeah.
You'll make something good. It'll make a diamond out of the cold. Pressure.
Yes.
The pressure's on, and we're excited to finish it and bring it to the people.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
man.
$25, you get a copy of the movie when it comes out.
I can't wait to
So
see it, dude.
just buy
I'm
the
so
movie.
excited.
Just think
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Think about it as buying it right now. $25.
Yeah.
Great.
Everyone's so poor.
Yeah.
So
But this is money well spent if you donate. I know we did. I can't wait to get my copy, dude. Anything else you got to plug?
No, check out my Instagram. That's where it's all going to be at.
Perfect.
What's the Instagram?
It's Hartnett. I'm Terence Hartnett. It's Hartnett on Instagram.
That's
Hell
right.
yeah. Michael, you got anything to plug?
Watch Animal Control. All episodes streaming on Hulu now.
Hell yeah. And if you would be so kind, if you're in New York, June 24th, I'm recording an album at the Gutter.
You see this, man.
Yeah. And what's up?
Yep.
I'm pumped for that. I hope I can see that.
I do
Yeah.
too. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Let's sell this out so I can add another show. And
Hell yeah.
Yeah, buy a ticket. If you think you might go to the recording, just buy a ticket now. Like, I'm not a pre-planner guy, but just buy the ticket
Yeah,
now.
and put it in your
Yeah.
calendar, and then you'll look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, I am going to do that."
Something to look forward to.
it'll
Makes
be
a big
fun.
difference.
Guess what? Maybe you can't make it. You give it to somebody. Give it to somebody else. Just
Yep.
buy the ticket now.
Put a body in the chair, baby.
Put a body in
I
there.
don't
Put a
even-
body in the chair.
I don't-
Bodies.
I don't even need them to be alive, man. Just
Let
give
the
me a
bodies
line.
hit the chair.
That's right. That's
Let the
right.
Bodies hit
Hit the chair. Let the bodies hit the chair.
Let the body.
Dude, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Also, I'm going to be in Albany and New York this weekend
Yo!
at the
Jam.
Funny Bone.
Hell yeah.
Of the upper
I'm filling in
Midwest.
for Chris Porter.
Are you
Yeah.
I
headlining?
am so nervous. Yep. Headlining
I'll go with you, buddy.
Albany, Funny Bone.
All right. Well, there was my.
I'll go with you, buddy. Just try the exact same
I
thing.
wish you
These
would.
are you are my two touring friends.
I would love to
You're my
go.
two
My
tour
God,
friends.
I would love nothing more.
Yeah. But anyways, if nothing else, at least check out our Patreon. T-shirts after 2 months of being a $10 subscriber. Or if you just want a T-shirt, they're $30. Send us a DM. We'll make it happen.
What are they saying? In a minivan? I don't want one. Come
know you
on.
don't.
Do I get one? I'll take one.
We'll talk. So
Logo
you
on the
get,
front.
You get, look at that. The
We
logo
don't
on
want
the
to give
front.
it to you unless you're going to wear it because I take shirts and I'm like, yeah, and I'll
Yep.
never wear it.
If,
Yeah.
if there's a medium, I will wear that.
I've
shit
got.
out of
Well,
that.
yeah, dude. Thanks for this. Is what you get. You get cancer. You'll get a T-shirt.
All right, I'll pay for
Perfect.
it.
No.
I'll subscribe. I want to hear the Patreon episodes.
Oh, you're a Gemini.
Do you guys talk crazy?
We talk a little more
We
crazy.
do talk a little bit
Yeah.
dirtier. We've gotten into some good stuff.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is there more jams on the Patreon?
Yep.
Yep, definitely.
More jam heavy.
Yeah, and we're working on a mixtape for the Patreon.
Stop.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. Right. Terrence. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I love doing podcasts with you. I love doing podcasts with you.
We love having you
I
on
love
the
doing podcasts
podcast.
with you.
Having
I
you on
love
the
doing podcasts
podcast.
with you.
Having
I
you
love
on
doing
the
podcasts
podcast.
with you.
Having
I
you on
love
the
doing
podcast.
podcasts. There's
Yeah.
nothing more than taking the score with a couple of boys on the podcast for stories. Ba-ba-da-ba-dooba-dooba-doo.
Dude,
Yeah,
this is
podcast.
excellent.
Ba-ba-ba. It's not.
It's not. It's fun though.
No, this
Podcast for sure.
I love it.
I've done
Sure.
so many bad songs, and at the end, Max goes, "That was awesome."
I'm just genuinely impressed, dude. All it takes is someone to be vulnerably creative in front of me.
It
and
is
I'm like,
vulnerable creativity.
No, dude,
really is.
the experience with this machine is just like presence.
yes.
So I think it's just awesome no matter what. Improv is
matter.
interesting.
Yeah, dude.
Improv, the bar is lower.
It's true. Well, dude, I mean, I've been doing this by myself for the last 2 weeks, like
Cool.
just sitting in here on my own, like.
Is it the best or not?
It's so much fun.
Okay.
It's so much fun.
Oh, T. Yeah, we can in the podcast for free. Or you can get the tree on where you pay $5 a month. No, we giving the podcast for free. Or you can go to Patreon, pay a little more money, have a little more fun.
Podcast time is the greatest time.
It's the
Won't
greatest.
you take some time and cut me some lines? 'Cause
Podcast
it's
Daddy.
not a crime to spend a little time. Take some friends, take the ends off. You'll be sent off
Yeah.
to a distant world.
To a
You're
distant
my
land.
favorite girl.
Oh.
You're my favorite
It's
girl.
time to dance.
Dance
With
with
my
me.
lady,
Cause I have
cause I have now,
cancer
cause I have
Have some
cancer.
cancer.
in my pants, sir.
In my pants, I got cancer in
Take
my
it
pants.
off now.
Pens
And I
are
need
off.
to take
It's a
my pants.
problem.
No
Yeah.
Check
problem
your
here.
body.
Take my chest,
It's naughty.
It's a naughty little ball.
Check your body.
Check it out now, y'all.
In the party.
In the party, go babe.
At the party.
Pee in the jar.
At the naughty.
Poopy in the pot
Check your
now.
body.
Check your body in the pot
In
now.
the waddy.
Get your crotch going up, yeah.
Up,
Get your crotch going up.
up, up,
Get your crotch checked out.
up, up,
Get a look at the crotch.
up, up.
Check it out. What?
Ooh.
What in the crotch? Hey, gotta run with that pot. Yeah, and I mean on some hot pot. Cause I am so happy to be alive. Oh, do it all the time.
If you don't know what it is, it is.
And then it is. You don't know what it is.
If you don't know what it is, what it is.
That it is.
Got charisma.
But don't know what it is. He got charisma. Got the plasma.
Blood cells moving through your body. Don't get naughty at the party. After party with the naughty.
Naughty.
Down,
Naughty.
down,
Straight up.
down.
Who's still listening to the pod? Yeah, that we love you. This is for you. Big money in the bottle.
Oh,
Let me sing about your body.
oh.
Big balls on the nutty. Big lung. Too song. Terrorist too strong. Don't sick of pot, take too long. Big money, big gun. Hire up a pum with the tum. Yo, cool like Mr. Thomas. Welcome to the wardrobe. Looking fly like Mr. Thomas. Welcome to the wardrobe. Looking cool like Mr. Thomas. Welcome to the wardrobe. Got me think I get my money. Welcome to the wardrobe. Love it, pop it. Now pop it once again, please. Pop it 2 times, Jack. Oh, give me pops, pop.
Can you turn and face the camera a bit?
Yeah. Let the poppycock. Mr. Poppycock. Yo, Mr. Poppycock. I see you popping lock.
He
Mr.
pop.
Poppycock. Poppin' shop.
Cock pop.
Cock pop. My cock go pop. When I see a lady smooth walking down to dinner. Cock go pop. When I see a lady smooth walking down to dinner. Cock go pop. When I see
Oh my
Wow.
Woo!
I love this.
This is a hot one.